That had to be a milestone moment for him.
It was, and it was certainly well-deserved as well. Being the best in the world for a year in anything is an achievement very few can claim. But this year, Wayne Herman joined the short list of the best of all time. Wayne was inducted into the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame, and with the NFR starting tomorrow, it seems like the right time to put Herman in the sports spotlight.
Entered the calf riding for the first time at a rodeo in Dodge, North Dakota.
Herman now lives a little northwest of the current rodeo grounds in Dodge. That first ride as a young boy launched a career that landed Wayne into the Hall of Fame.
Truly honored to be amongst the greats of the sport and beside him, and it still seems somewhat surreal, like I wonder if it really happened.
He actually received the call from the Hall on April 1st.
So I called him back and asked him if it was an April Fool's joke, but it wasn't.
Herman's living room resembles a bareback riding museum. It shows he began to blossom in high school, where he was third in the nation. And Wayne was also top 3 in college before turning pro at 18 years old.
By the time I was 21, I went rodeoing full time, I guess you would say, and did that for 15 years. And it was a long 15 years, some good, some bad.
The best was 1992. That was the year Herman won his world championship.
I had visioned that buckle in my mind a lot of times, but it had different years on it. Earlier years.
True, he was 1 point from the title in 91, but took the average that year. And a judge's ruling on a missed markout cost him at 88. But even 92 had its difficulties.
Fifth go-around, I think it was, a horse fell on me and knocked me out and drugged me around, and I had a concussion, had some stitches, some things like that. So they challenged me a little bit, and I had to toughen up a little.
Tough is a good way to describe the life of a professional cowboy.
The hardest part was probably keeping your drive and your enthusiasm when you were beat up, sore, broke, and hurt and wanted to be at home or whatever it was.
In Wayne's day, he was hitting between 125 and 150 rodeos a year, but that was nothing new. What was new was he helped bring individual sponsors into the sport.
Got a national sponsorship with McDonald's thanks to Mike Kelly, but it worked out pretty good.
Everything looks good for Wayne right here too.
No fear and no quit go a long ways in the bareback riding. I kind of had some of that when I was young.
Well, the Hermans run a ranch and an oil service trucking company on the land his wife Connie's family homesteaded. Brittany Diaz is riding in the NFR for the second time in her pro career. In 2011, she became the first barrel racer from North Dakota to ever qualify for the national finals.
What an honor, and they do announce that at a lot of the rodeos and stuff, and I think it's a pretty neat thing. But there's a lot of tough girls and a lot of tough horses in North Dakota, and I bet there'll be some more in the future.
Diaz is from Solon, and she enters the NFR with $102,000 in prize money. Brittany will have 10 chances to add to it in Las Vegas. The top 6 in each go get paid over $16,000 for the fastest time each night. The University of Mary has a player on the Daktronics All-Region football team. LB Pope is honored as a return specialist. The senior from Grand Forks led the conference and set a school record by averaging over 15 yards per punt return. This 89-yarder in Winona is also a school record. He was second in the league in kickoff returns as well, and Pope led the Northern Sun in all-purpose yards with 165 a game. UND's Drake Kajula is the conference player of the month. He scored in 8 of the 9 games in November, including this outstanding goal against the Badgers. The junior forward is leading the conference in scoring. UND is now ranked #1. And last night we shot most of the PetroServe USA Bison pregame show. This playoff edition is an hour-long beginning at 1:30 Central on Saturday on all of our NBC North Dakota sports stations. And just a reminder that the game itself, ESPN holds the rights to those.
All righty, thanks a lot, Lee. We'll be right back.